Hello, welcome my dear life accountants. So in today's video, I'm going to share with us another way God leads us and directs us in this life, and this is through our circumstances. These life circumstances or situations are those internal or external factors or conditions that shapes our reality. Some of these circumstances we create it for ourselves, knowingly or unknowingly, while some life happens to us. It is beyond our control. The situation just happens. So this is one way God can talk to us. When we find ourselves in some situations or circumstances, God can use it to communicate to us on what next to do. Some of these life circumstances may include the loss of a loved one, change of environment, loss of a job, financial lack, emotional trauma, etc. These are real life situations that can challenge us. These are real life situations that stretches us, and that is when God utilizes those moments to bring out the best in us. God utilizes those moments to talk to us, to draw closer to us, to help us and to guide us. That is, if you are a willing vessel, if you are open to His leadings and guidance, God can use those situations to change your life. As always, I would love to share with us my own personal story of how God helped me, directed me, and guided me using a circumstance in my life. This happened after my junior secondary school, when I wanted to change from my present school, Holy Rosary International College, Owerri, to Federal Government College, Owerri. I really wanted to change environment. I wanted to make new friends. I wanted to explore more opportunities. But it wasn't forthcoming. In fact, on that day, when I decided to go for the interview, because I already passed the exam, the entrance exam, but when I wanted to go for the interview, my dad called me to the room. I can remember that day. He was sitting down with my eldest sister, and they were speaking to me. My dad told me that after he had meditated and talked to God, that he just feels that federal government college girls is not good for me, that he feels I should go back to Holy Rosary and continue my studies there. I felt heartbroken. It pained me, I won't lie. If I had the opportunity, the resources to train myself in school, I would have just told him, okay, I'm going to do what I wanted to do. Because how can you explain to someone who all through her primary school education, down to her junior secondary school, never made her hair for one single day? She was always on low cut, and she just decided to start making her hair again just because she was going to change school. That girl is me. I never made my hair for one day from primary school down to junior secondary school. I was always on low cut, and I decided to make my hair again because I was going to a new school, and my dad just shattered that dream. In fact, on that day we were having the meeting, that day of the interview, I was already on a new hair, planning to go for the interview. But my dad said, I will have to go to Holy Rosary on that same day and pick up my prospectus, and I will go back for my senior secondary education in Holy Rosary. I was heartbroken. In fact, my friends kept calling me, Rosemary, they're calling your name. Where are you? They're calling your name. Can you imagine the amount of people that left from Holy Rosary to different schools? Because we were 123 people that took junior WAEC, but only 64 came back. So imagine the difference. Only 64 people came back. So a lot of people left. That was when God started leading me again and guiding me, because that was a very delicate moment in my life. I was really heartbroken, and I could have just decided to go back to school and do whatever I wanted. But God used that circumstance to draw closer to me, and I drew closer to Him, and He started leading me once more. So after I picked up my prospectus and came back home, my immediate elder sister laughed at me. She jokingly said to me that she herself did not go. It's not me that will go, because my dad did the same thing to her. So I now told her, I was just like, out of the emotions that was rising up in me, I just told her, in fact, if I go back to Holy Rosary, you see that first position that they did not give me since, that I'm going to take that first position. Because all through my junior secondary school, I just ended up coming second, third, fourth. Always constant, either second or third or fourth. I just maintained those 3 positions. But I said this SS1, as I'm coming back, I'm going to take up that first position. And I worked towards that. Not knowing that God was using that period to allow me say things that I would want to do. To allow me, like, let me say, prophesy or speak life into my next level. So going back to Holy Rosary, I made sure I gave my all in my studies. That was how I came that first position. And I was so happy because this was a dream come true. Not only that, I became the best mathematics student in SS1 then. And my later years in Holy Rosary was one of the beautiful moments. I ended up becoming the senior prefect, things I never ever imagined or believed I could do. God brought it my way, all because I listened to my dad. Why I'm sharing this is because there are some situations that are beyond our control. As a child, as a teenager then, I couldn't make that decision on my own because I was under the roof of my parents. But because I obeyed and directed that energy towards a good cause, God used it to direct me, to lead me, and the letter ending was so perfect beyond my imagination. It taught me that God is able to do things we never even imagined or thought of. God is able to do it for us. So my dear life accountant, this is a call for you to take charge of your life, to be accountable for your life. In any situation or circumstances that is coming your way, ask yourself, God, what are you trying to tell me in this situation? Once you genuinely ask God for his direction and guidance, he will show forth, he will guide you, he will direct you. So my dear life accountant, my reflective question for you today is, what is that situation? What is that circumstance that you found yourself in? Even if it's beyond your control. Maybe you lost a loved one, you lost a job, you are in a situation where you think there is no hope for you. I want to encourage you and let you know that there is always hope. There is always light at the end of the tunnel. And God is always watching you. He makes a way where there seems to be no way. There will be an open door for you in that situation. All you have to do is just be hopeful, have a little hope, and God will draw you up from there. Remember to be the accountant of your life. Peace out.